What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a new segment on the channel called Random Album Reviews. This is the segment on my channel where I spin a wheel and it's going to select a letter of the alphabet, and I'm going to choose a record from that letter of the alphabet in my record collection of over 1,200 records. And as I've said to you guys before, I collect music. I have music of all different genres and styles. Music has been such an important part of my life. And a lot of you in the comments of that video asking about these segments said that you'd be really interested to hear my perspective about different music. And so I thought this would be a really fun segment to do. So I'm going to grab my phone here. I have this random wheel generator where I'm going to spin a wheel, and the wheel is going to tell me which letter of the alphabet we are going to pick from today. All right, we're spinning the wheel now, and it's spinning, and you should be seeing it on the screen right now. Spinning the wheel, and the wheel picks G. So we got the letter G from the alphabet today. So I'm going to go to my record collection and grab an album from G. So I went ahead and I grabbed G from the record collection, and I'm really excited to talk about this album today because this band has been on my mind a lot lately. I'm actually going to be seeing this band live this summer, and I'm going to be talking about Ghost's record Meliora today. This is actually the deluxe edition, and I can show you guys pulling it out of here, the variant. I don't know if you guys are interested in this, but I love vinyl records, so this is going to be like a translucent type of yellowy variant of the album. But Ghost is a band that has become incredibly important to me over the past several years, and this is my favorite record from Ghost, which is why I decided to pick it today. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it today. So if you are unfamiliar with Ghost, Ghost is led up by frontman Tobias Forge, who writes all the vocals, he plays all the instruments, he does everything for these records, but he does tour with a full band. And in this band, he has taken on a persona, and the persona is Papa. And this Papa works for this very secretive organization where, of course, because of the persona and the makeup, they worship Satan, but it is truly the most comical, fun, bombastic persona you can ever imagine. And throughout his career, he has gone through multiple iterations of this character, and he is now on to the fifth and newest installment of the character, which I'm really looking forward to. And they've released several albums throughout their career, but Meliora is the one that I really became attached to early on. And one of the things I love so much about Meliora as a record is I feel like it showcases what makes Ghost so incredibly special. And you know, when people see Ghost from the outside, they see the way that Tobias dresses and how they act on stage, the lyricism that's very openly talking about worshiping Satan. People get the very wrong idea about what they're going for. And I don't think when people see the album covers that the sound of the band necessarily matches what they think it is, because Ghost has a very unique sound. There's moments that they sound like, you know, heavier metal rock groups from like the 80s, but there's also some moments where they really get dark and kind of push really heavy metal territory, with songs on this record like From the Pinnacle to the Pit or Mummy Dust that are very like in your face aggressive rock songs with really interesting lyricism. Also love like sort of lighter, airier songs on the record like He Is, which is one of my favorite Ghost songs of all time. Cirice is another song that like over the years I've just really become attached to. I think that there's really a beautiful message at the core of that song, and it's really amazing to see Tobias perform it on stage. Absolution is another one that's like in my constant rotation again and again. And what I love so much thematically about the tracks on this record, and Tobias speaks about this in interviews a lot, is like the whole misconception behind the idea of Satanism. Because when you think about how modern culture perceives Satanism, they see it as like worshiping this specific deity, when Satanism very much is about kind of rejecting the modern ideals of religion, but embracing holistically things about like loving the environment, being compassionate to your neighbors, loving animals, taking care of animals. And there's so much about like, you know, the way that the church kind of approaches this versus like just regular human beings, and kind of rejecting the idea that you have to hold true to this, you know, one particular religion. Otherwise, you're like a bad, terrible person. And that's what I like so much about the way Tobias approaches songwriting, especially on this record in particular. I think he is just a really brilliant example of kind of like gifting that perspective from like, you know, a modern worship song for like God when you're looking at this in the complete alternative way, and just like feeling passion towards this one particular thing and just being a good person and being caring and compassionate towards fellow human beings. And Tobias kind of touches on that a lot throughout his work. I feel like you can see it in interviews, but when he talks on stage, he's very much about like life is hard, things can be difficult. It's damn near impossible to like escape negative feelings that you get on a regular basis, and that his music is kind of a way to escape all of that and embrace, you know, happiness and joy, and to try to find solace in something for a brief period in time, even if it's just through the length of a record. And that's what I love so much about Meliora. I feel like from start to finish, there's just so many highlight moments on the record. I love the instrumentation of Ghost. It's like I said, like there's some songs on it that are really like Absolution just feels like a really straightforward, easy rock and roll song that there's a lot of attention to detail in the guitar work and the way that the drums carry the song. And it's something that I could feel like years ago would have been huge on the radio. But then you hear something like Mummy Dust that has a very aggressive political message that's also very heavy when it comes to the guitar work. Tobias's vocals are much more like in your face and aggressive and mean spirited, and getting the overall message of that across about the current political landscape, especially in that time period. But I think that it translates over really well now. And then, like I said, I keep going back to He Is because it's one of my favorite songs, but like the vocal deliveries on that are a lot more light and airy, and it's a much easier song to kind of jump into. And I love that Tobias is able to kind of convey different sorts of moods throughout the record, and it's not like just one thing. And that's why a lot of people have kind of thrown Ghost aside and said, oh, you know, they try to come across as this really scary satanic band. But I think that like Tobias is very much about capturing a specific mood in a period in time with a type of music that he likes, and then creates this really interesting, fascinating lore that people love to explore and enjoy throughout all of the different iterations of the band. And this is a record that I just feel like from front to back, there isn't a bad track on it. You could replay each and every song over and over again and appreciate it for exactly what it is. And I love Ghost. I own every single record that they've ever put out, but this is the one I wanted to highlight today. I really love Meliora. It's become my favorite over time, and we'll see if Tobias ever makes a record that I like more than that. So have you listened to Ghost's Meliora? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. I love this record. I think it's absolutely incredible, and it's really kind of grown my love for the band overall. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. Like this new segment. Did you appreciate this? Do you like it? Are you looking forward to more? Let me know in the comments. Like I said, I have an enormous record collection, and I'm looking forward to doing this quite a bit. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.